الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم أما بعد. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. First of all, let us extend our gratitude and thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for enabling us to be here in this nice classroom. Today is Friday, Alhamdulillah. So we thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because I'm new, you also new, right? All of you are new, we don't know each other. So this is a great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After long what do you call it, long gap, we meet again. You understand what I mean? After long gap, I don't know how many years, maybe 1 million years, maybe few thousand years, we don't know, because all of us are son of Adam, right? Children of Adam alayhi salam. So from the same father, one father and mother. But due to many reasons, we already separated for some reason. So now we are meeting here. Yeah, before we meet one again in the Alamul Mahshar. Okay, so that is a great blessing. It doesn't matter who we are, from Philippines or from Malaysia, from Guinea, or from other part of the world. Philippines, yeah, Philippines. And this brother from Malaysia? Malaysia, you also Malaysia? Yeah. Am I look like Malaysian also? Or from somewhere else? Malaysia. My face don't look Malaysian, right? So, yeah, Alhamdulillah, I'm also from Malaysia. But of course, my face is seems to be originally from India. Okay, my ancestors, all my ancestors are from southern part of India. But I born in Malaysia, Alhamdulillah. So my name is, let us I introduce a little bit about myself. Normally the disciple must know their master, right? And similarly the master should know their disciples. So my name is HABEEB Rahman Ibn Ibrahim Shah. Okay. Of course, as I told you, I born in Malaysia, northern part of Malaysia. What we call it the Kedah. Have you been to Kedah? Sheikh, you are from Malaysia also, right? Which part of Malaysia? Subang, Jaya, mashallah, local. And have you been to Kedah? Kedah. Northern part of Malaysia. Northern part of Malaysia. So I born there and I grew up for a few years there. I think about my elementary school in Kedah. Then my secondary school in Kuala Lumpur. That was in 1971. Then after that, I went to Medina for further my study for about 8 years. During those days, there is a very difficult life, you know. So, but I don't know why Allah make me to go there. I also don't know. Nobody planned, right? And then I come back from Medina. I joined International Islamic University. Okay, year 1988, and until now I'm working there as a lecturer there. But I already retired now. My retire means retiring age here in Malaysia is 60 years. 60 years. So now I completed 60 years. So my age is now 61 plus, or 62. You can say 62. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, I'm married with one wife and 8 children. All of them already grow up. Now they are already adult. Maybe like some. What is the age, you brother? What is the age? Your age?
33.
So my elder son is about that age, 22 plus. You?
33.
Also, you're 33. 49. You look so young. And Sheikh Yahya? What's your age? 27?
37.
37. So my elder son is your age, alhamdulillah, so I can call you as my son also. So that is briefly about me lah. I'm at this moment I'm staying in Wuluyang. You know Wuluyang? It's quite distant from here. If there is no jam, I think 1 hour and 40 minutes to reach here, 45 minutes to come from there. It is a nice place, a rural area. So alhamdulillah. I also don't know why I come here, because the brother called me some time ago that they need a lecturer and so on, and then they want me to teach this subject. I said, tawakkal ala Allah. So because we are somehow we have Allah give us little bit knowledge, so this knowledge need to be spread to our brothers and sisters, and Allah, alhamdulillah, Allah give me the kind of traditional knowledge, you know, when we studied in Madinah, right? So alhamdulillah, we share before we depart to next world, very close. I also don't know when it will be, right? So, and nobody knows. Maybe my son, that son. What's your name, brother? You. Yeah.
Islam boleh baginda.
Islam boleh.
Baginda.
Masya Allah. First time I'm hearing your name, Islam boleh. Normally in Malaysia, it's Malaysia boleh. Yeah, so that is all about myself. Is it? That brief introduction is fine, right? Yeah. So if you want to know about me more, we discuss later after we finish our class. Okay, inshallah. So I think I don't know how much info you have about this subject. This is a subject about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, right? And the sister called me. She asked me to teach this book, Rahiqul Makhtum. It is a good book. It is it received the Nobel Prize from the Saudi government some time ago, because the writing is very good. Because when we talk about the sEERAH or biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there are at least sometimes there are some people or some scholars may write with a kind of exaggeration. Sometimes they made up, sometimes, right? But this Rahiqul Makhtum, mashallah, he followed the really the original or what the authentic text of hadith, and also from the Quranic verses, and alhamdulillah, this book have been translated into Malay as well as in English. So and it is all about the biographical information of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As we are Muslim, there is no point we say Muslim but we don't know the person we believe in, right? When we say Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, many people think that, what is that? I bear witness. I bear witness. What do I bear witness? Whereas we don't know we are bearing witness about what. So knowing about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, very important, very, very important as a Muslim, and also non-Muslim. They should know, right? They should know who is this Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then only they know what is Islam about. Sometimes some people know Islam but they don't know the Prophet, the messenger. Sometimes they know the messenger but they don't know what is Islam. So two things. We must know the Islam as well as the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then only we can say I bear witness. Can we bear witness for any cases in court cases, for example? Can we be witness for those we don't know? Right? So similarly, since we are saying ashhadu, shahada. Shahada means witness. You see? So and after all, the word ashhadu have many meanings, you know. One of the meaning is that I know. So how much knowledge we have about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? To what level we know about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So that's why this subject come in, biography of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this book, since it's already translated into English, so we are using this book lah, insyaAllah. So is it okay? What I'm conveying is okay? Understandable? Yes. You can interrupt anytime. You can ask any question because I believe all of you want to benefit from what we are talking, right? What I'm delivering to you. So, if you, have you come across this book before, Sheikh? No? What, all of you?
We read some.
You read this book? Rahikul Makhtub?
Some of it.
Some of it, you already read?
All of it.
Not all of it. Of course, all of us cannot read everything. Little, right? But when we talk about the Prophet, we must know not little, we must know more from this book, another book, and then only we will be firm in our faith. Okay, Syekh? So as you can see here, of course the first chapter of this book only discuss about the what? About the how the Arabs, the tribes, the group of Arabs established in this world, particularly in Hijaz. You know Hijaz, right? Hijaz means what?
Hijaz, Majid,
Hijaz, especially Jordan, some part of Syria, just around that area.
Yeah, the peninsula of Saudi Arabia. Now, peninsula of Arabia, you call it Hijaz. It can reach until where? Until Sham. Sham now is Syria. Southern part of Syria is included in the region what we call it as Hijaz. Okay, so how the establishment of the inhabitants of the Arab come into that place. So then after that he moved on to the progeny of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Okay, so today I don't know to what extent we can cover. We try to cover as much as possible. Maybe the progeny of.
Check my friend David.
Come please, MashaAllah. Please come and sit here.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Sheikh.
Yeah. You are from Malaysia or from?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first chapter, so the author tried to cover those topics lah, particularly how the Arabs come into this region, to the Hijaz. Okay. So here, of course, when you read, before you read that book, you see, can you read all these things? He classified the Arabs into three. Okay, what do you call it? As a perishing Arab, which according to him is no more exists, and then the other Arab is pure Arab. Okay. Then the third type of the Arab is Arabized Arab. Okay, so the perishing Arabs, he mentioned several tribes there, but they no longer exist. Where they come from, when, everything is not known. But there was some Arab, what they call it, perishing Arabs. And then they have this pure Arab, okay. So of course this chart you don't have in that book. It was prepared by me about the arranging. But of course it is a little bit difficult to read. But it is just about the name of the tribes. Okay, pure Arab, and particularly they are dominated by this tribe called Qahtan. They originally live in Yemen. So this is the Qahtan. You see, Can you read? Can you see the letters? Cannot, right? Never mind. So, are you going to give these slides to them, or you want to give?
Yeah.
Uh,
I can send it by inside the basic group.
okay. So, if you get this, what is that? These slides, and when you're reading with the book, so you can compare. So, when you read the book, maybe it is confusing because it is not arranged according to this kind of tree. So I hope you can read and compare with that. So then you have Arabized Arab. Okay. So this is very important, Arabized Arab, because from here the progeny of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam come into exist, which means the ancestors are all come from this Arabized Arab. Starting from Adnan. Adnan is son of Ismail. You all familiar with Ismail Ibrahim alayhi salam, right? Okay. So these all are the children of Ibrahim or grandchildren of Ibrahim, and also Ismail alayhi salam. MashaAllah. Welcome, brothers. Assalamu alaikum. Okay. So as you can see here, the Arabized Arab go back in ancestry to their great-grandfather Ibrahim, from a town called Ard. You know where is this land, Ard? It is in Kufa. It is in Kufa. You know Kufa, right? Kufa? Kufa in Iraq, yeah. So from there, then he migrated to Petra, and then from Petra he migrated to Egypt. Then he come back to Petra, then he went back to Kufa, then he once again come back to Petra, and then he go to Palestine, then he come to Makkah. We don't have the whiteboard, right?
Yeah.
Oh, here. Okay. Yeah, just to Arabized Arab. I don't know why they put it Arabized Arab. It means maybe they are originally maybe not Arab, so they have been Arabized, and then because he come from this Ismail and like Ibrahim alayhi salam, they come from where? From Iraq. So maybe it is not that pure Arab. Like we have mentioned just now, there are pure Arab, the Persian Arab, and this is Arabized Arab. Originally, it seems to be they are not Arab. Because, for example, the name itself, Ismail, Ibrahim, is not Arabic name. So they are not Arab, pure Arab. So that's why it is said Arabized Arab. Yeah.
You go online request for the slide.
Slide? How you want to send the slide?
No, later.
Oh, later. Okay. Later. Inshallah. Okay. Is it possible to move or? With the wire, with the cable. Okay. This one, put my pocket.
Okay.
All of you are good in geography? Okay. If I can draw, I'm not good in geography, but I know somehow I know the location. You know, this is what is this? Are you all familiar with this one? Yeah, Red Sea. And here is What is it? This one? Okay, where is the Iraq?
On the right.
On the right. Okay, somewhere here. Okay, somewhere here. Let's see if we put it here. This is Kufa, Iraq. Okay. Ibrahim born in this place. The name of the place is called Ar. A-R. Ar. Okay. In what? In Arabic, maybe we can write like this, Ar. But this place no longer exists. We don't know. Okay. But according to the what is that? What do you call it? Historians, they say near the Kufa. Here is the Kufa. Okay. So Ibrahim born here, and then he called for Islam. He called who? He invited people. Who are those people? Anybody knows? No?
Babylon?
Huh? Yeah, Babylon. The whole region is Babylon is a district, but the specific place is called Ar. All this part is Babylon. Babylon. Okay, Babylon. So, who he called people to Islam? Who are the people? Anybody knows? Huh? Taghut? People of Taghut. Taghut means what? Idol worshippers. But who? Specifically who? It is very often mentioned in the Quran, several times. First is what? First person. Huh?
His father.
Huh?
His father.
Yeah, his father, Azar. Azar. Okay. The other one? The other person is the king. What is the name of the king? Namrud. MashaAllah. Namrud. Okay. So, of course, those who study about the Ibrahim alayhi salam, you know about the history, right? He called them.
What about in Arabic? Do we have a visitor?
Huh?
You have a visitor in Arabic?
Visitor. Okay.
He's referring to David.
He is concerned that I don't understand.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
He know already. He have to learn Arabic. Arabic is the language of a human being. Okay, I put it. Azar. Name of the father of Abraham. Abraham. Have you heard about Abraham, right? You say your name David, right?
Yeah.
So David is children of Abraham. Dawood, in Islam we call it Dawood. But English people, they call it David. Abraham. What else? Sulaiman. English people call Solomon. Right? John. Yahya. So on. So your name is Arabic name. No, I mean not Arabic name. What I mean is that children of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Okay? So Azar, and then you have Namrud. Okay? So he invited, we don't know how many years, can be 10 years, can be 20 years, we don't know. And but they don't want to accept the call for Islam, or call to worship only one God. Okay? Particularly the king and his father. Then you want me to reveal all the stories, or you already know? Okay? So, because these stories have been mentioned in the initial chapter, or in the beginning of this chapter, so Ibrahim had been chased out by his father, his own father, and also the king. After torturing him, put him into the fire, right? And he escaped, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then still he calling people, and then you know what happened where he went into the temple and he did something to prove them that all these idols cannot talk, cannot nothing, they cannot benefit you, cannot harm you, so why you are worshipping him? Then finally, to make it all the stories shorter, he migrated, because because his own people, particularly his father also, he said, if you want to stay with me, you must worship the idols. Otherwise, we will punish you or we will chase you out. And then finally, the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come to him, then he migrated. So he migrated where? It is from here to a place called, where? Petra. The name is called Petra, the first place. Okay? Yeah, near Jordan. Near Jordan. Okay, then now maybe they call it Wadi Musa. Okay, Wadi Musa. Wadi means is so Wadi Musa. Okay, and then after that, according to the history, after some time, when he got what is that? After some time, I don't know how many years, which is not known. He went back once again to call here. Okay, when he migrate from here, he's not alone. He traveled with whom? There are several people, not many people.
With his wife and nephew.
With
the wife and nephew.
Yeah, the nephew name is? Lut. Yeah, Lut also a prophet. Lut. And then the wife name is? What is her name? Sarah. And then these are the names mentioned. Maybe there are some others, we don't know, right? Not clear. And then according to the history, then he become, mashallah, Allah opened the risk for him. He become rich. He have a lot of camels, goats, and so on. So after some time, he went back to what? To Petra. To Kufa, to invite once again. After he noticed that the Namrud is challenging the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that he want to fight Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he want to climb to the sky and so on. So all these stories is not in the Quran, but in the biblical literature. Okay, so but just to we cannot depend on that. Just to say that he migrated once again, and then after that he migrated once again, come back because he didn't receive the response from the father and the Namrud. Then he went to where? To what is this place? Egypt. Egypt. He met a king there. King, and then you know many things happened between him and between the wife Sarah and also the king, and then the king intend to harm the wife of the Ibrahim alayhi salam. Somehow after the prayer of Ibrahim alayhi salam and Sarah, Allah protected them, right? And then this king could not harm them, and then he when he found that this Sarah is not a normal person, because he want to harm her with to demerit her. So finally, what happened? The king gave the Sarah a present. What is that present? Yeah, a slave. Not slave. According to one narration, it says slave, but another narration says it is his daughter, the daughter of the king himself, offered to the Sarah as a gift. Okay, some narrations say it is a kind of slave. Okay, so all this narration we don't know, but the point is that he offered Sarah a present, and then this Sarah gave Ibrahim alayhi salam. Because why? Because after many years married with Ibrahim, she don't get any baby, right? So she offered Hajar to Ibrahim alayhi salam, asked him to get married with her, and then after that he get married with Sarah, with Hajar. Then after that, when this also according to the stories and history, to make it the flow nice, the Sarah, when noticed that Hajar become pregnant and have a baby, so she disliked Hajar and demanded his husband Ibrahim alayhi salam to divorce her or to send her to another place. So that's why he migrated to To where? To the south. Here the story of the Makkah is starting. In this Makkah, in a place where there is nobody, barren land, nobody, no insan, no human being, no plant, nothing. So he brought Ibrahim Hajar, and then while they are moving here, migrating to here, she already delivered a baby, small baby, right? Then even the Hajar asked him, why you bring us to this place? There is no inhabitant. Why? Ibrahim alayhis salam could not respond. He said, keep silent. And then she keep on asking several times, and then finally she asked, is it the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked you to do this? So he said, yes. Then he left her. If anybody do this to your husband, for example, there are very females there. Can you accept this kind of behavior? Nobody can accept, right? I always give this example. Can you imagine how in those days there is no water, nothing, no food, no inhabitants, just live in that kind of barren land and then just move like that? People will say, you're crazy, right? But what he can do, everything. This is all the prophets' messenger. Since it is a command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they have no choice. Whether it cannot acceptable by our reason, but they have to do. Right? And we didn't enter the story of slaughtering his son. Right or not? That is more difficult for the people to accept. Okay. So, can you imagine, this is we need to think, when we study about the history, or whatever, sEERAH, why we need to study this history and sEERAH? There is what is that? What we have? We need to ponder, we need to contemplate how they move from here to here, and then from here to here, from here to here, from here to here. How? They have no car, they have no aeroplane, nothing, right? All these aeroplanes, all this transportation, very new, just about 100 years ago. Before that, nothing, right? Can you imagine during those days, about few what do you call it? We don't know exactly, but according to the history, it said about 3,000 years before the Isa alayhi salam, before the Jesus Christ. If in the European term, 300 years before Christ. Can you imagine? 3,000 years before Christ. So it means a very long period. Nothing is there. Okay. So can you imagine? Nowadays you have, mashallah, you have Google. You can measure. I already measured that one using the Google, and it come out, I think about, if just walking from here to here, it's about the non-stop walking 14 days. Non-stop walking 14 days. This according to Google lah. Okay. And then from here also about few days. And then from here to here, non-stop also about 3 weeks, non-stop. So if stop, maybe few months lah, right? Okay. So this we need to think how they can walk and so on. Okay, what happened here? After he left, Hajar and Ismail at the time is a small baby. Big man can survive here for maybe the most is 2-3 days, right? How the baby is going to survive? For how many days he can survive? But alhamdulillah, due to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah planned them to be like that. And Hajar, according to what we have, is she ran from a place to another place, one mountain to another mountain. Right? What is the mountain? Safa and Marwa. Yeah. Safa, let's see, I put it Safa here. Where to put? Safa, one mountain Safa, and then Marwa is here. All of you already performed the pilgrimage, right? Hajj? Alhamdulillah. Then you know. So, and how far from this Safa and Marwa? How far? Huh? Yeah, around that. One circle is about 400 meters. Let's see, 400, one circle of the football. Okay? So, 400 meters. times 7? 7 times? 2.8, right? About 3 kilometers. MashaAllah. Looking for the water, running, climbing up the mountain and so on. And finally, the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and on the foot of Ismail alayhi salam, the water pouring out, right? Spring out from the earth. And then what happened after that? And Hajar was doing this, saying, Zam, Zam, Zam. So that is the meaning of Zam, Zam, Zam. Meaning is like getting all the, or another word, make it a circle, and what is that? So that the water cannot run away from the place. That is the meaning of Zam, Zam. Stop, 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 stop. Yeah, stop, 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 stop. Okay? Alhamdulillah. So that's why Prophet ﷺ in one statement said, if Hajar didn't do stop, 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 and the water will never stop until now, it will be, the whole world will be flooded with this water. That is as Prophet ﷺ said. So by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when she said stop, 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 alhamdulillah, the water stopped. So after that period, so alhamdulillah, after that, Ibrahim alayhi salam, after he lived them here, he went back and then visited them several times. So all those stories, all those narration is mentioned in the book. All those things which we mentioned here, so mentioned in that book. So how it is going to start another new what? New generation. New generation already started. Okay? So let us read a little bit from the slide here. So you see here, it is known that Abraham left Earth for Haran and then for Palestine. Haran is near what we said just now is Petra. Okay, same near that place. Then which he made headquarters for his message. He wandered all over the area. When he went to Egypt, the Pharaoh is Pharaoh. They call it Pharaoh, but actually we don't know what is the real name of the what. All the king of the Egypt, they call it Pharaoh during those days. Okay, you see, tried to do evil to his wife Sarah, but Allah saved her, and the Pharaoh's wicked scheme recoiled on him. He thus came to realize her strong attachment to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in acknowledgement of her grace, the Pharaoh rendered or offered his daughter, you see, daughter Hajar, at Sarah's service as a slave lah, you can say. But Sarah gave Hajar to Abraham as a wife. Okay, so then after that, whatever I said, you can see here lah. I think you read rather than I read for a few seconds. His reading is not good, explaining is good, right? So,
Much better.
much better. Which one is much better?
Explain.
Explain, yeah. So this what I said just now about the return to Palestine and give birth of Ismail, everything lah. I already said this one. Then here also the author also said the same thing. The whole story of Zamzam spring is already known to everybody except David. David, you know about this Zamzam water?
Yeah, I heard of it. Zamzam.
You drank the water
No.
before?
No idea what the water is all about.
It's nothing, just water. The story behind the water, that water is that, but it is more alkaline. Okay, more alkaline, and it is healthy. And the water, when you, for whatever purpose you drink that one, and Allah will accept your prayer. Okay, so that is you don't have that kind of miracle in other waters. Okay, you don't get that kind of miracle in Coca-Cola or Pepsi-Cola. all those kind of water. Okay, so so that is all about the Zam-Zam water. And then, okay, this one, another Yemeni tribe, Jurhum. Okay, Jurhum the second came and lived in Mecca upon Hajar's permission. So, as I told you just now, Hajar and Ismail was the first inhabitant of Mecca. Before that, according to the history, there was no, leave it, so no inhabitant in Mecca. So, and then according to another narration that said there's another, this is very important also, because why? Because after this we will come across how the Jurhum, another tribe, you see, that called Jurhum, okay, they came also. This narration said they came after Hajar. Another narration said they came before Hajar. They already settled down there. Okay, so but that Qabila or that tribe, we call it Jurhum, because the tribe of Jurhum mentioned in the Hadith. It is mentioned in the Sahih al-Bukhari that this tribe came to Makkah before Ismail was a young man, while they had passed through that valley long before this event. You know Sahih Bukhari, right? David, you know? Sahih Bukhari is, you know Quran, right? Quran also, don't?
I mean, I know Quran. The detail of Quran, I don't know anything.
Yeah. So this Quran is the revelation, okay? Revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from God. What we call it, the wording and the meaning from God. Okay? Then there is a kind of explanation. All the prophets received this revelation. All the prophets, whoever they are. Okay? Starting from Adam, Noah, what do you call it, Noah in English? Noah, yeah? Abraham, Ishaq, and all of them, until the last messenger, what you call it as a Muhammad. So all of them receiving revelation. So so that is another chapter about the revelation. But this revelation came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That what we call it as a what? It's a Quran. Okay. So this revelation need to be explained, and the explanation of this revelation is also a revelation. Okay, so there are two types of revelation. One, you call it revelation, wording and meaning come from God, and there is another term, revelation, meaning come from God, the wording come from what? From prophet, all the prophets, but in our case, Prophet Muhammad. Okay. So that there is two things we need to clear. The meaning and wording from whom? From Allah is called what? Quran. Okay, then there is another meaning from God, that's Allah, and wording from Prophet. And this, what you call it, as a Hadith. Okay? Hadith. This, the function of this Hadith is explaining this Quran. This is because why? Because this is precise and concise. So this explanation, the role of all the messenger, particularly in our case, is the role of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so this hadith, the compilation of that hadith is compiled by many scholars, later scholars, and one of that is the, what you call it, Sahih al-Bukhari. You have many collection. One of the main collection about this hadith is what you call it as a Sahih al-Bukhari. There are many other collection as well. Okay. Okay, so So if you can see in this collection, Sahih Bukhari, before Ismail, and then they asked permission from Hajar because they are the first inhabitant of Makkah, and she gave them permission to stay there. Okay, Abraham used to go, how you will see this one in the book is like this. The wording is like this. Abraham used to go to Makkah every now and then to see his wife and son, the one I told you. Because he left Hajar here and the son Ismail, and then he returned back to where? To Palestine. Palestine is above here, little bit, about few hours drive. Okay, so very often he go and come. According to the history, he say about 3 or 4 times. The historians, according to the historians, they say 3 or 4 times. So every time he visit, and then there is something happen that also mentioned in this book. So let us read a little bit. The number of the journey, these journeys is still unknown. Okay, the author said, but authentic historical resources spoke of four times. Okay. Then Allah, the Sublime, stated in the Noble Quran that He had Abraham see in his dream that he slaughtered his son Ismail, and therefore Abraham stood up and to fulfill his order. So when the Ismail alayhi salam is already grow up, like about 13 years old, and he received a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to slaughter the what? Slaughter the son. Do you think it's possible? In a dream. David, when you see your son, you see in your dream that to ask someone asks you to slaughter the son, what you will do? No way. No way. MashaAllah. So because why? You know why? Because our dream are false dream. False dream. So that's why we cannot do. We could not do also. But these are messengers and prophets. So he saw in a dream that he is slaughtering the son. And can you imagine the only one son after many years without any child, and Allah to test him whether he's a firm faith or not. Right? This is testing. The whole life is a testing. But of course, the testing for the prophets and messengers is more difficult than us. Right? Our test in this world is nothing, right? But that also we cannot pass in that kind of test. Right or not? Okay. So when he received the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as mentioned in the Quran, okay, this is the meaning of the verse. Can you read? Yahya, can you read? Yeah. Read louder.
When they have both submitted themselves to the will of Allah, and He have laid him portray on his forehead or on the side of his forehead for slaughtering, and we call out to him, O Ibrahim, you have fulfilled the dream. Verily does the will reward the Muslim who do.
Muhsinun. Muhsinun. The word muhsinun is good people, as-salihun. Muhsinun. It's like this, muhsinun. Muhsinun. From the word Hasan. Good people. Muhsin. Salihun. Okay?
Perform good deeds, especially for Allah, seek only, without any show of or to give praise, offering, and etc. And do therein according to Allah order. Verily, that indeed was a manifest trial, and the ransom give with a great sacrifice. Example, a ram.
Okay. So that is
37, 1 to 3, and 1 to 7.
this is the number of the surah.
Yeah.
37, verse number 103 to 104. So what we can understand from these verses, which means the commandment to slaughter the son is come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he did that one. So that's why Allah said, you already passed the test. The messengers, all the dreams of the messenger are true dreams. Right? All the messenger. Ru'ya as-salihah. In Arabic, call it ar-ru'ya as-salihah. But dream of other people is not necessarily true. So that's why sometimes you may dream something, but we don't follow what we dream, right? Because it is fake. It is not real. But the prophets, the messenger, they receive the revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from the God. Whatever the dream is the true dream. Okay? Similarly, that happened to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Many type of dreams, and all those dreams are true dreams. Like he saw in a dream that there will be a time that where the Roman will be perished. So all that happened to be correct. Okay. Next slide. It is mentioned in the Genesis. Of course, this is biblical literature. Just in order to make it the flow nice, the Rahiq al-Makhtum mentioned about this information. Okay, what is that? That the Genesis, that Ismail was 13 years old, older than his brother Ishaq. You all know about Ishaq, right? Who is this Ishaq? Yeah, Sarah's son, Sarah. Because this is also another test for the Ibrahim alayhi salam, you know, because Sarah, okay, never mind, let me put this way. Now this is the can I erase all this one? So, Ibrahim, then you have what? Ismail, then you have Ishaq. Ishaq, mother of Sarah, right? Sarah's mother. And this one, mother of the Hajar. Okay. You know one thing from here, all the prophets after Ibrahim, both of them were also prophets. Okay, the son, and then he got what? Sarah's son, right? You all remember all those names? One of the name is Jacob. You know Jacob? Jacob, Yaqub. Jacob, Yaqub. They call it Jacob. Sorry. Like this, right? And then all the prophets after this, many prophets come until the Isa. All the prophets are from this son, Ishaq. And these people are called as a Bani Israel. Okay, mashallah, you all know that. Bani Israel. And from Ismail, no prophets at all. Only the last prophet is Muhammad. Only one prophet. You know? So that's why these people, this Bani Israel, they could not accept. Because he from, what is from what race this one? Arab. Because he's from Hajar from Egypt, Arab, right? And this Sarah is from somewhere else, from Babylon. She's not Arab. Iraq, somewhere, right? So that's why when Allah sent Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the seer of all prophets from the Arabs, they could not accept him because they was expecting that one prophet will come from, but don't know from which tribe, this or this, right? So since Allah sent Muhammad from the Arabs, so they could not have. So that's why they want to be follow the teaching of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay, so that is the mention here. Ishaq, about his brother Ishaq. The sequence of the story of the sacrifice of Ismail shows that it really happened. So this is just, he want to give a kind of estimation of the date when the sacrifice of the Ismail happened. It really happened before Ishaq's birth, and that Allah's promise to give Abraham another son, Ishaq, came after narration of the whole story. Okay. So, do you have any question? Yeah. I'm talking. Better you ask some question.
Yeah. The question is that before they give the present to Sarah, the king, does he become Muslim or
no?
The father of Hagar.
No.
Did he become Muslim?
No. Yeah, he didn't become Muslim, but he acknowledged that this Sarah and Abraham are good people. So we cannot, because he was a Tawhut, as the brother said. He didn't embrace Islam. Yes, anything you want to ask? You're so patiently watching me. Maybe you have some question to ask before we proceed to... Yes.
I'm just wondering, Sheikh, why Ismail alayhi salam, and from that came our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the last prophet, right? But in Ishaq, as you have said earlier, that all of his sons became Anbiya wa Rusul.
Yeah.
How come Ismail and his sons didn't become Rusul? Is there any explanation for that?
We must ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala why.
That's why we're asking.
Yeah. The Shaykh is same like you.
Unfair?
We cannot say fair, unfair. It's up to him. He's the creator. What we know, we don't have any knowledge, right? So many things we cannot ask. Why? I also don't know. Why, Ya Allah, you send all the prophets from this progeny? Why not from this one? Similarly, there were some people asked me very recently, one of my students, first time I'm hearing that question. You know what, it's same like your question. Why Allah chose Muhammad as a prophet? I don't know how to answer. Right. He chose whatever he liked because he is created everything. They said, similarly, we are going to ask him why you created this world. Who are we to ask this kind of question? We are nothing. What we have? What power we have? Nothing. Right? We just follow whatever he asks us to do. Right? So you ask me why? I don't know.
That's the answer.
That's the answer. I don't know. Right? Because no explanation. Is there any specific reason? Allah.
I was just wondering, that's all.
Yeah, everybody will wonder that kind of thing. So not only this one, many kind of question can come from us. Why Allah need to make us two in this world? Why? Why He simply cannot leave us in the Jannah? Why? That I have answer. That kind of question maybe have answer because He mentioned in the Quran, لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا. We send you to the earth because we want to test you. We want to give you, we want to honor you with a better life in the hereafter. So that's why we want to test you, who is the good, who is not good. So that we have answer. Okay? Anybody else? Okay?
So, is there any other son apart from Ismail and Isaac from Ibrahim?
Any what?
Is there any other son from
No. No, only two sons. Two of them. Okay? Two of them. So now let us move a little bit from these slides. Okay? Okay, now I'm skipping several slides. Huh? This slide is mentioned in the book. By the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Ismail had 12 sons. Ismail, 12 sons. Yeah. Okay. And from the daughter of Mudad, whose names were Nabit. So all these names I don't need to mention now. Just 12 names you can see there. Nabit, Qaidar, Edwil, how to pronounce? Mepsham, then Mishma, Duma, Micha, Hudud, Yetma, Ethor, Nafis, Khidman. How many?
12.
Yeah. So from these 12, from 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So these, each one of these sons form a kind of tribe. Letter. How many from this to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? They have different views among the scholars. Some said 40, some said 50, some said, but let us look what he mentioned here. Okay, the author after he did his research. Okay, ultimately formed 12 tribes inhabiting Makkah and trading between Yemen, geographical Syria, and Egypt. Later on, these tribes spread all over and even outside the peninsula. All their tidings went into oblivion except for the descendants of Nabat and Qaidar. So then the author tried to explain further about all these tribes. Okay, what is that? This Nabatian, how as several sons from his progeny, and then the Qaidar, also the second son. Then Nizar. Okay, all the names to be mentioned here. Mudar tribes, and then Quraysh, and then okay, can you see here this one? Now we are close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Mudar tribes branched out into two great divisions. What do you call it? Qais Island bin Mudar and Sept of Elias bin Mudar of Qais Island were the Banu Salim, Banu Hawazin, Banu Ghatafan, of whom the descendant of Abs, Zubyan, Ashja, and Ghani bin Auzur. Of Elias bin Mudar were Tamim ibn Murrah, Huzail ibn Mudrika, Banu Asad bin Khuzaimah, and Sept of Kinana ibn Khuzaimah, of whom came Quraysh. You see, this is the, you know Quraysh, right?
So
What we are mentioning,
So this Mudar came from Nabit or Kidar?
Mudar, this Mudar. Okay,
From Nabit or Kidar?
let me show you this one. You see here? Adnan is a grandchild of Ismail. Okay, not immediate. Okay, then you have this Mudar. Okay, then can you see this these letters? This Mudar. Your question is?
So Ismail, son is Nabit and Kidar that came to the Arab land.
Okay,
So Adnan is from Nabit or from Kidar?
from Kedar. From Kedar. Okay, so then from this Mudar, you see all these tribes. We mentioned some of them just now. Tamim, Huzail, Huzaimah. We already mentioned in the English letter just now. This is just Arabic word. Okay, then you see here, but it is not that close there are many other names which we are not mentioned here. And then from here you have Khuzaimah, then you have Kinana, then you have Quraysh. So this is the tribe of the Quraysh. And from Quraysh there were another 2-3 tribes that what you call it Hashimiyite. Hashim, Banu Hashim. Hashimite. Okay, from this Quraysh. So this Mudar and Rabi'ah is the one they have the most progeny. You see what Prophet ﷺ said? Quraysh branched out into various tribes, the most famous of whom were Jumah, Saham, Adi, Makhzum, Tayyim, Zahra, and 3 septs of Qushay bin Kilab, Abdud Dar bin Qusay, Asad bin Abdul Uzza bin Qusay, and Abdul Manaf bin Qusay. This Abdul Manaf then branched out into 4 tribes: Abdul Shams, Naufal, Muttalib, Hashim. And it is, however, from the family of Hashim that Allah selected Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ibnu Abdul Muttalib, Ibnu Hashim. So this is how the Hashimiyite and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam descendant come, or the genealogy. Okay, and this is, of course, this authentic narration from the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which we can find from the Tirmizi, another collection. When we discuss this one, we will come across the narration from not only from the Quran, but also from the hadith, which I mentioned just now, the revelation. Okay, the revelation from wording and meaning from Allah, and the other one is meaning from Allah, the wording from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So very frequently we will use this narration as a proof to show this is the evidence we have. Okay. Then this also another narration from the hadith. Of course, it is translated in your book. In the book, it is translation. The translation. I didn't put the translation, but the meaning is already there. Okay. So this is how the Arab started in the Makkah, and how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam born. We didn't in the book. After this, immediately he will elaborate on the social condition of the place, Makkah, and all the Arabs, and also the political condition. Who are the king? How many kings? From where this king? And what are these the major kings? All those we'll discuss in the first chapter. Before we go to the second chapter, is about the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is just a kind of what do you call it? Introduction. As I told you, we need to know the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam before and after his birth, how it happened. So now at least we already know the Arabs, the existing Arab in Saudi Arabia is come from where? The Arabized Arab, not the pure Arab. Okay, because Ibrahim himself is not the real Arab. He mixed with the Hajar, right? Maybe because of that they are called as Arabized Arab. They are not Arab, but it's been Arabized.
Where is the pure Arab?
The pure Arab already we mentioned, very few. Gone already, disappear. There was one perishing Arab. There was no history at all. Nobody knows. According to the history, okay. The second type is pure Arab. They have some what do you call it? Some tribes, and the other. The majority, or we can say the dominant Arab in Saudi Arabia is the Arabized Arab. Okay.
Then can we say maybe the remaining area that Egypt, all those people, can they be the pure Arabs?
Where?
The Egypt,
Yes.
can they be the pure Arab?
Correct. Egypt are pure Arab.
Yemen?
Huh? Yemen also pure Arab.
But I thought Qahtanis are the pure Arab.
What?
Qahtani.
Khalij?
Qahtani.
Qahtani?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why the name rings a bell, you know, the Qahtani that indicated in the Khashoggi.
Yes, yes. Qahtani.
Khashoggi.
That's true.
Qahtani.
Yeah, which you can see from this slide. Yeah. You see the Qahtani. They are the pure Arab. So that's why I put it there. Qahtani. These are the pure Arab. Okay. They have, and you see, of course, in the book it's mentioned, but not that detail. He mentioned detail about the Arabized Arab. Why? Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam come from that genealogy. So that's why we need to know about that. Okay, this one, if you don't want to know, also fine. There were some Arabs. Okay.
The pure Arab, is it right? They are darker skinned than the Arabized Arab.
I don't know about that.
Because, you know, when I do real estate, so I got Arab clients as well.
Okay.
Some from Saudi Aramco.
Uh,
And one day I was supposed to meet up this person in KL,
uh-huh.
and I didn't recognize that was the guy because I thought he looked like an Indian to me, a local Indian.
Uh-huh.
So when he introduced himself afterwards,
Uh-huh.
he said, "I'm a pure Arab." He said, I thought Arab was your fair skin.
But for your information, there is no pure Arab no more. Nowadays, no more. Because, you know, if you look into the history, that Saudi Arabia have been conquered by many type of people. The Turks, the Chinese, China, I mean from Tibet, Tatar and so on, they come from that region. And it already mixed. Mostly now you can find there Turk. And particularly nowadays, if you visit Makkah, Medina, there is no more Arab. All of them are mixed. Except, yet they have, but not that many. Those who are having all the business center and so on, all of them are not pure Arab. The pure Arab, if you want to see, you have to go to the desert. But there is only one pure Arab, the one I can say for sure, the one who is holding the what? The key of the Kaaba, because that is a promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam promised to give back, and they will maintain holding this key until the Yawmul Qiyamah. So if you trace back, you will find that tribe of the Arabs. The rest I don't know, already mixed. Wallahu a'lam. Okay. About these brothers, Philippine brothers, you may have some question. Huh? David? No information. Yes.
Yeah, the tribe Jalan, the Hashmi.
Uh-huh.
Is it the same Hashmi now, the Hashmi kingdom in Jordan?
I don't know, no idea. That we need to study. I don't know whether that's the same Hashemite. They claim, sometimes they claim, but we don't have any really proof to show they are from the Hashemite. Okay.
But the king Abdullah of Jordan, isn't he?
That also I don't know. We need to study the modern history of Arabs. This is the old history. Old history, of course, it is mentioned in the book, right? In the history, but the modern the modern one, I have no idea. I have no idea. Yes, sister.
The 12 tribes
Uh-huh.
is from Ismail's 12 son.
Uh-huh.
How about the Bani Israel also have 12 tribes?
Oh no, they have many. Just I mentioned just now very little only, it's very quickly, right? But actually there are many, many. They have many children. And then one of these, why it is named as a Bani Israel? Because Israel, Yaqub's name is Israel. He is called as Israel. So that's why Bani Israel means all children of Jacob. Yaqub. All the prophets who come after him. Harun, Yahya, Yunus, Ilyas, Ishaq, Zakaria, Dawood, Yahya, and Musa. Who else? Everyone come from this Yaqub. So that's why they are called Bani Israel. So this Ishaq have many children, of course. And why, don't ask me why from Jacob, not from other children. We must ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right. Okay, he want that to be like that, Bani Israel.
So there are 12 tribes as well from Bani Israel.
Not necessarily, maybe they have more.
Remember in the Surah Al-Baqarah, when Musa struck the stone, and there's 12 in water,
Okay.
spring,
Okay.
and it's for the 12 Bani Israel.
Maybe for the Musa, during the Musa, between Musa and Jacob is very long time already. How about between Musa and before Musa? There are many prophets, right? There were many prophets. So there were every prophet. Let's see, they have some tribes. I don't know. So this we need to. But normally we don't focus this side of the history. Why? Why we don't focus this side of the history? Because Muhammad is, our concern is Muhammad. This also we don't have enough information. We study, hardly study in order to know this one. But this one, I don't mean we are not studying, but just we know all the prophets are from this side. Okay? How to know their history? We go to the Quran, mention some of the partially mentioned. The detail mentioned in the, so that's why this author take a portion of it to explain about the different of the ages between Ishaq and Ishaq and what? Ishaq and Ismail from the Genesis, one chapter of the Bible, because we can take information from that to explain something which is not clear in our tradition, particularly the mention in the Quran, because it's in the Quran mentioned very brief, right? Very precise and concise. Okay? Yes.
How then, when or how does the state of Israel today come about? Is it because of the Bani Israel?
I don't have answer. Because all those things, what is happening now, the name Israel, is it the same Israel here? Or, but if what I remember, based on my reading a long time ago, is what? This, and this Israel also not the Jew that exists now is not the real Jew. That is another thing. Not the real Jew. Jewish. They already mixed with many type of people already. You know that? They are not the real Jew, the real rabbi. This Zionist is something else. Nothing to do with the Jew, the traditional Jew. All right. So that's why we have this. Sometimes these Jewish people also disagree with Israel, right? And the Christian also same. They also already have many groups. And the one very close to the, in regard to the Jewish people or the Jew, they have also a mazhab, a tribe who are really following the real teaching of Musa alayhi salam. And similarly, Christian also, they have one tribe or one mazhab. Like we in our study, we call it mazhab, right? Yeah. They have one mazhab. The one I remember, Nestorian, a sect called Nestorian. Nestorian, maybe you can Google that, Nestorian. They are the real, what is that? Real Christian. I mean, the Christian who said God is one. Okay, the rest of the others, because that was, there was a big conference, I think, during the time after the death of after the time of Isa alayhi salam, there was a, what do you call it? Isha? No, I can't remember. There was a big convention. What do you call it? I can't remember. So long time information. Because the government at the time, they was following a kind of the Trinity, they belong to the Trinity's one. So that's why they forced all of them to follow that one. So those who are believe in one God, all of them have been chased out. So one of the sect that escaped from this kind of things is the Nestorian. They were in Egypt, settled down in Egypt. So that is the thing I can give you about the Jewish and Israel and all those kind of people. Okay, any other question? So if you don't have question, then inshallah we will continue in the next session, inshallah. I hope if possible, you can read the book first. Okay, then maybe things that you don't understand, you can, because all of you can read, right? Right or not? Then we will highlight only the important point, then we can discuss that.
So next week we are going to chapter 2.
No, we didn't finish yet.
We didn't finish yet.
This is just introduction about the tribes. There is political situation, there is social condition, and the birth of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So I'm going to download chapter 1 and then distribute to them.
Okay, inshallah.
By website.
Okay, so can we